Our next guest is the author of 8 #1 bestsellers, including Tuesdays with Morrie, the best-selling memoir of all time.
Yes, he's also a journalist, broadcaster, screenwriter, philanthropist, and so much more. And he's here to tell us about his brand new book, already a New York Times bestseller, called Twice. Please welcome back to the show, Mitch Albom.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Already huge accolades, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And listen, you have unbelievably sold over 42 million copies of your books around the world.
Crazy.
And yet, with all of that, this is your first time that you're dipping your toe into a romance novel, so why now?
Ooh. Well, it's not a bodice ripper, you know, but it's, ever since Tuesdays with Morrie, each of my books have had some kind of theme. I've written about life and death, forgiveness, belief, truth, and I thought, well, it's about time to write about love. And I run into a lot of people as I get older who say, well, maybe I should have loved somebody else, married somebody else. And I said, well, maybe I'll do a premise about what would happen if you actually had that power.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, well, this is what's so interesting is there is this little bit of a time travel element to it. So for people who haven't picked it up yet, give us the little top lines about what it's about.
So it basically focuses on this guy named Alfie who finds out when he's a little boy that he has the power to do anything in his life twice. He can go back and redo it, but he has to live with the consequences of the second try. And so he goes through his adolescence, fixing his embarrassing mistakes, making the basketball shot that he missed, or whatever. When he becomes a man, he discovers that there's one caveat to the power. It doesn't work with love. In fact, it's almost the opposite. If you have someone who loves you and then you decide to go back and try somebody else to see what it was like, then that other first person can never love you again, no matter what. They'll be in the world, you can talk to them, but they can never feel the same. And of course, at some point, he finds the love of his life, he marries, and then there's a temptation, and he has to make a very fateful decision.
That's a good tease. I love that. And there are 2 big rules in your book for your character. You can't make someone love you twice, as you just mentioned, and you can't change when a person will die.
Yeah.
So why did you choose those 2 rules specifically?
Well, for love, because love is not a basketball shot. You don't just go back and fix it. Love is the first day, but also the 100th and the 1000th, and the relationship is the entirety of it, so you can't just go trade it in and then come back to it. That would be like making water go back upstream. Life and death, because we don't have that power, that's God's power. And so to be able to say, well, I'm gonna go back and keep somebody alive who didn't, now he's a superhero. And I don't write books about superheroes, I try to write about real people, so.
There's actually a line in the book that says, the truth is you never do as much good as you could.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Well, it's funny because he has the power to go back and fix things, and you would think that he spends all his time just being altruistic and going back and making everything good, and he doesn't. He spends a lot of time doing stuff for himself. And I found that to be true about all of us. I try to do a lot in charity, but I always feel that, there's one more thing I could do. There's another day that I could do. And really, how many of us can say that every single day of our lives we do something good for somebody else? Not enough of us. Yeah.
So there's another line in your book that you use multiple times, which is, quote, the truth about true love is ... So what is it?
Well, he has many things, of course, of the book. The truth about true love is the one that stayed with me the most is the truth about true love is that someone loves you after you make a fool of yourself, which has happened to me so many times, and my wife, thank God, has loved me through all of it.
Which is very sweet. Now, I have to ask a question, because even in this conversation, I'm like, if I could go back and live my life again, what would I do? So I'm curious, if you could do it again, what would you do?
Well, there's many things I would redo in my life, and many mistakes and I would correct. But if you said to me that you have to lose the scars that you have from those mistakes, you have to unlearn the lessons that you had from those mistakes, then I would say no thank you. Because those mistakes are what have enabled me to learn to do something else. And as one of the characters says to Alfie in the book, Alfie, if you keep getting second chances, you won't learn a damn thing. And that's the truth of life. And the moral of Twice kind of is, we all do get second chances. It's called the next minute of your life. And the next minute of your life is when you can take everything that you've learned up till that moment and apply it. And so, you know, no, I wouldn't undo anything, even though there's a whole string of mistakes behind me that, you know, I regret.
Did you have fun writing this romance novel?
I did. Yeah, writing the love scenes and stuff was a little weird for me, but, you know, and I wrote it for my wife, who we've been together for 37 years.
Wow.
And I read it to her out loud, and I wanted her to know that love is, you know, someone else may always be more exciting on the first day if you go back, but what you have on that first day, you'll never have what you have with someone who you've been with for 37 years
That
on
part.
that first day. And you have to remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, what an honor to have you here. Tuesdays with Maury changed my life. I think it did for so many people.
Really?
And to have you here with this latest novel is just such an honor. Thank
That's
you
so
for
kind
coming
of you.
back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
It is called Twice. It is out now wherever you buy your books. But studio audience, lucky you, you're going home with yours today.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.